Wayne Walker's legacy in the local Manitoba music scene will be made visible today as a street in Winnipeg's North End is given the honorary name Wayne Walker Avenue. Joining us now to tell us more about the man and his music are Wayne's daughter, Melody Lillies, who joins me right now in studio. Thanks for being here, Melody.
Hello, Janet.
And rock historian John Einarson joins us by Zoom. Hi, John.
Hi, Janet, and hi, Melody.
Hello, John.
Now, Melody, we're going to get to your memories of your dad in just a moment, but first let's lay the groundwork. John, how big a deal was Wayne Walker to Manitoba's music scene?
He's a pioneer. I mean, he's one of the first real rock and rollers in Winnipeg and in Manitoba. He started off in the 1950s. He's also the guy that was the first to bring rock and roll into the pubs in Winnipeg and in Manitoba. So, I mean, he's groundbreaking in so many areas. And, you know, he was a huge draw in pubs in Winnipeg. I think he held a record at the Aberdeen Hotel for how many weeks that he performed there. But he didn't record big records, and he didn't, tour like a Neil Young or a Burton Cummings or a Randy Bachman. So it's nice to see a man of his significance and legacy to the local music scene being recognized and immortalized, and we need to do more of it here.
Melody, you weren't born in the 1950s. You're roughly the same age as me, so maybe late 60s. Was your dad still playing?
Oh gosh. Yes, he was. Yeah, like I said, he was always playing wherever he could, and that was his passion. That was his love, Like I said, that's what he wanted to do, Like that was it. He loved it.
Big smile on your face when we played that song. You must be proud.
Very proud. Very, very proud. And this day has come so fast, kind of thing, and I'm proud that this is happening.
You approached the city with the idea of an honorary name. How does it feel that they jumped on board and that it's actually going to happen today?
Well, like I said, yeah, I was very honored and was surprised. Well, I shouldn't say surprised. I kind of figured it would happen anyways and Kelly Ryback was the one that kind of guided me into what to do. You write a letter to your counselor, Ross Eady, and it got approved, and then it went higher up, and there we are. It got approved.
And it got approved.
Yeah.
John, are you surprised it got approved?
I'm delighted that it did, but yeah, I'm a little surprised. I mean, there have been moves for years to get this kind of recognition, honorary streets named after some of the important people that have come from Manitoba, and not just in music, but the city has been very, very slow to do that, and it's kind of sad that they're not recognizing the not only just the significance of this in terms of these people, but also in terms of tourism as well. That we have a lot to celebrate here, and we don't do it. I mean, I've been after the city for a long time to change the Disraeli overpass to the Bachman Turner Overdrive,
which I would support. I
Yes.
think that's great. It costs money to really change names, but you can honorarily name things, and it's the cost of a sign.
Correct.
Yep, exactly.
So what's happening today? Tell us and also the area we're talking about is McCrae Avenue East, where it meets Main Street, correct?
Yes.
Why there?
Well, my father, we lived there from, 83 we lived there. My parents lived there for about 22 years, so that was the last house that he lived at. So I figured we'll do it right there, Main and McCrae kind of thing. There's actually going to be two signs, one at Main and McCrae, and then there's another one, I believe, Main and St. Cross or O'Meara, somewhere around there. There's two signs going up, and it only goes up for 5 years.
So I remember that house because I played with Wayne once, and we rehearsed. It is a big house on McCrae. We rehearsed there, and it was very cool. Very cool.
Yes, big 3,000 square foot home. Yeah.
What do you remember of growing up in that house and the music that would resonate?
You know what? I was already older in high school, so I wasn't really home too much. I was out doing my own thing and but growing up in the house on St. John's and Mackenzie, that's where I recognize a lot of, like, we had Randy Bachman at the house when I was little, and that was my dad's life, going to work every day, playing the guitar, and that was his thing.
A quick Google search, John, and I found a post by Burton Cummings about some sort of Battle of the Bands where Wayne's band won.
Yes.
Yeah, and Burton didn't like that.
No. I heard he didn't come to school the next day.
Well, Wayne inspired a lot of people, a lot of young people who would go to see him performing and say, "Hey, I can do that too. I can play guitar. I can sing." So more than just being an entertainer, he was an inspiration to so many others. And you've got me. I know you have Melody there, so I got to ask this. There was a story that ran for decades, and I was in the house and I didn't get to see downstairs. The story went that Wayne rebuilt a Cadillac in the basement of his house, piece by piece.
I don't know if it was a Cadillac, because I remember, like I said, the story was said at our wedding and all that there was a racing car built in the living room and that, and my father, like I said, always had to have the curtains shut. So as I grew, I cut out little holes in the curtain so I could look out, because my father told me keep the curtains closed. So as I grew, you can see the little holes getting higher and higher and higher. Yeah.
Melody Lillies and John Einarson, thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful time at today's ceremony, which starts at 3. Correct. We want to play you out now with more of that wonderful song that we played just a moment ago. Here's Wayne Walker and his band covering Chuck Berry's School Days.
Hey, rock and roll, deliver me from the days of old. Long live rock and roll, the beat of the drum loud and bold. Rock, rock, rock and roll, feel it there, body and soul.
Wayne Walker playing their Chuck Berry's song School Days. Wayne will be remembered, honored at a ceremony today happening at 3 o'clock at the corner of Winnipeg's Main Street and McCrae Avenue East. A lot of his old bandmates will be there. If by chance it rains, the celebration will be moved inside the nearby Royal Canadian Legion, branch 246 on Main Street. There's a celebration there afterwards. And now it is time to celebrate